Welcome to Motivational Moments. I'm Coach Rosa Smith-Montanaro, your training and workshop specialist with RochesterWorks. Every week we come together and we talk about a new topic to help keep you motivated and moving forward around your business and career path. And so last week we started a theme for the month, and the theme is springing into training and expanding your mind. And I shared with you that we will have a different segment each week to help you achieve that long-term milestone of accomplishing something in a year that you know you're going to have to work towards. And it could be a goal, but it could be a milestone. And we talked last week about where do you see yourself in a year and what do you need to get you there. And each week we will add a component to this to help you create that as manifest it as your reality. And it can be done, but it requires planning and discipline and resilience. And so one of the things I'm going to ask you to do is look at that milestone in a year, is whether it's starting something new like a business, changing jobs, whatever it might be for you, switching careers totally, completely. I want you to identify what it is. And then I want you to look at the skills that you need to have to be in that new role. And narrow it down to maybe 6, 8 skills. Don't try to do anything crazy like 30 things. Pick 6 to 8 really strong skills, because some of them will overlap what you already do. But here's what we're doing. We're identifying the top 6 to 8 skills that you will need, and then we formulate a plan to get there. So how do you identify the skills? Well, here's some tips on how to do that. Find the job title that you're interested in, or whatever they call what you want to be doing, and look up those descriptions, those job descriptions, those postings. You can Google them. You can go on Indeed or Career Builder or Monster or RochesterWorks.org and start looking at those job postings specifically for the job you're interested in, the role that you're interested in, and start to highlight the skills that you see are required to do that role. And start compiling a list. This is your research. You could also go on LinkedIn. Look up individuals who are currently in that role. And under their profile, they'll have all about themselves, a summary almost from their resume. A lot of people use a summary from their resume in their profile. Look through that. Notice the trends and the skills. Look through their work history. See what their career path looks like. And take really good notes of this. Maybe put it in a spreadsheet and track it so that you can see the trend, right? Now what we're going to do as you're researching this is you are going to say to yourself, okay, where are my strengths here? Are any of these skills that I'm seeing strengths of mine? So that you can put those like in green. Okay, I have the ability to utilize Excel if I'm in the accounting field. And I can generate reports from what I've learned. And I can do wonderful presentations to demonstrate to the team what we need to move forward. So those are 3 maybe out of the 8. Now we have 5 left. And those might be where your weak spot is. We're looking for the gaps now. What are the gaps? And the gaps are things like maybe it says QuickBooks certified, and you're not really QuickBooks certified and you don't need to use QuickBooks right now. Well, there's a gap. Jot that down, especially if it's a trend. And then start to see, okay, so that's something I'm going to have to learn. What else is on those skills that might be a gap for you? A point of not really your strength, and it might be a weakness. It's something you can learn though. And perhaps it's the ability to provide a presentation to a board of directors regarding your findings. And you've done meetings and reports, but it's been sitting around a table with 3 other people that you know well and you've been working with for a long time. And maybe you're a little intimidated by public speaking, especially to a board of directors. This is good. This is a skill. You've learned something. And you identify, how can I fill this? Maybe you join Toastmasters. Maybe you practice speaking. And you go to different networking groups and you just get used to speaking. You set yourself up to do maybe a community education course where you're the subject matter expert, just to get the experience of presenting in front of a group of people. There's a lot of ways to do it, but the most important thing right now is knowing what strengths you have, what skills you have a gap in, and what you need to be focusing on, those 6 to 8 top skills to get you where you want to go. Now, we've cross-referenced this information to determine what is the best use of your time right now. Maybe the easiest thing to do right now because of your schedule is to start to learn a little bit more about what you need to learn QuickBooks. Maybe there's certain formulas they use or balancing sheets they use and a certain type of system. I don't know QuickBooks. It's certainly not my strength. But you may find that you are going to need to learn a skill to obtain that credential. There's maybe 3 or 4 skills involved in this. Balancing things out, finding those errors, being able to know where common errors occur. Those little things. And so now we're building your toolkit of information and skills to build your competency to make you highly effective a year from now and probably one of the better candidates when it's time to apply for that job or make a transition or start something new, right? Even your own business. It doesn't take long to cultivate these skills. You just have to do them deliberately and consistently. Now, the other part of this that's really important to identify maybe what you need to do and to help shorten the learning curve is to have informational meetings. Ask people who've done what you've done, who've gone in that same path, who are where you want to be, if they would be willing to spend 20 minutes with you to share with you what they've learned. What is the best use of your time? What are the trends in this industry? What could you be putting your focus on? What is probably a strength that you have that you don't see as a strength? But when you meet with them, they will call that out completely and quickly and say, maybe you don't need to speak to boards. Maybe the fact that you did speak to 3 people in a meeting is perfectly fine because boards are made up of groups of 3 people. There might be 12 people, but that's 4 groups of 3 and it's not a big deal. And you can have it's a very easy conversation to have. Maybe they can ease your mind. But when you sit down with them and you ask them if you could spend some time picking their brains, learning from them to help you to understand what would be the next step for you. What would they do if they were in your shoes? It really does shorten the learning curve when someone who's walked the path can guide you. Don't hesitate to ask someone for a short informational meeting so that you can do some research to help you with your research, and that you could also be a resource to them. Maybe they are interested in something that you're well-versed in. This is a mutual conversation. And then when we take all that information, we outline a path for your career path, the roadmap for you. Maybe you systematically say, I'm going to start maybe brushing up on Excel. I'm going to practice balance sheets. I'm going to do some speaking whenever I can, or volunteer to run a lunch and learn at work just so I can get more competent at speaking in front of groups. I'm going to have more informational meetings with individuals who've successfully done this. And I'm going to practice on a weekly basis, finding common errors in balance sheets or something. Whatever that looks like, maybe you're going to take a low-cost course. You will be surprised how quickly you see yourself gaining those competencies. You're making progress, and you expand beyond your comfort zone. And it happens quickly. You have to be consistent. You want to schedule it, and you want to be very deliberate. Break it down to 6 to 8 skills. Know what your strengths are, know what your gaps are. Ask people for their feedback. Now, next week, we're going to get together and we're going to talk about low-cost ways to get some training if that's what you need, or some of those skills. One of them is Coursera. And I'm going to talk with my colleague, Jacqueline Clancy, and she is going to share some information about Coursera and how it could be at no cost to some of you, to many, depending on the criteria, to help you obtain some of those skills, maybe the certifications, training, and what you need to do to learn more about it. We're here to support you at RochesterWorks. We're happy to do it. I hope to see you in some of my workshops, and I hope you found this useful. I look forward to hearing from you. Please drop a comment in the replay. Let me know what was useful for you and what you'll be applying. And if you're one of those people that have successfully integrated this and you're at your milestone already, let us know. It's so encouraging to everyone else who's watching these. So thank you so much for joining us for Motivational Moment. Have a wonderful day.